Hi, this is question number 7, and the points A31, B35, C11, 7, D9, 1, and E73 represent a snow shell in Blackburn National Forest. These snow shelters are illustrated in the following. It's a Voronoi diagram. Some of the printouts is missing. So we need to calculate in the first place the gradient of the line segment AE. So A turns out to be 3, 1, E is 7, 3, 7, 3. So to calculate the gradient, there's nothing difficult there. What you need to do is just use the formula m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So we're going to have then 3 minus 1 divided by 7 minus 3, and a gradient for the line AE, the slope is going to be equal to half. Now, turning on to the next part of the question, we have a Voronoi diagram, and we need to find the equation of the line which would complete the Voronoi cell containing the site E. Alright, so the perpendicular bisectors of between each of these points, like for example, if I take ED, if I have a perpendicular bisector here, it's going to be very near E. I take BE, a perpendicular bisector, and I can take EC, a perpendicular bisector, which would be near the point, the site E. And now, what is the last one here? I can have AE, the one that I just found. We're going to find its perpendicular bisector. But first of all, I want to find the midpoint of AE. So AE, midpoint. So the midpoint of AE is going to be 3 plus 7 divided by 2. And we've got 1 plus 3 divided by 2. Midpoint turns out to be 5, 2. So now the gradient of the perpendicular bisector of AE, okay, so perpendicular bisector of AE has a slope or a gradient of -2, because the other one, AE, was half, so the other one's going to be -2. We use the product of gradients is equal to -1 for perpendicular lines. So to find the equation now, it's very easy. So y is going to be equal to -2x plus c. And so we substitute 5 to in here. We get then 2 is equal to -2 times 5 plus c. And c turns out to be 2. The -10 here can be added to the other side. And so that becomes 12. So the equation of that line that would complete the cell is y is equal to -2x plus 12. But because we need to give it in that form, so we're going to say then 2x, this can come here, plus y, then -12, and all of that is equal to 0. So we need to explain now, in the context of the question, explain the significance of the Voronoi cell containing the site E. So every point in the cell is closer to E than any other point in the shelter. That's the explanation. So we're going to say any point, okay, in the cell is closer to E than any other snow shelter. Because that's exactly what we did. I mean, by finding the equation of each of these lines, so any point here will be closer to C, any point on that line, or between that line, between the perpendicular bisector and the E itself, is going to be very close to C. So basically, in context, this is what it would actually mean. All right, so I hope that helps. Take care.